It's apparent, like the sun in the sky, you, the viewer, the fan, the reader, are now the new comic book publisher. Hello everyone, welcome to my very first video. I'm Julius Freeman, indie comic book creator and writer who loves producing comics that I hope to one day publish for your consumption. For those of you who have been following me on Twitter, you know that I launched the Ghetto Dragon Indiegogo campaign back in March of this year that didn't meet its goal. Truth be told, I launched the campaign cold without a YouTube channel, a strong social media presence, and a lack of advertising skills. I learned quite a lot from the mistakes I made during this first campaign, and now, given this video that you're watching, I've changed my strategy, and I'm now part of the, pun intended, stream of comic creators looking to find my audience, which brings me to the theme of this video. But before I get into that, let me share a brief history of my comic book journey. For years, I've submitted numerous comic book story ideas to any and all publishers who accepted blind submissions, or to editors who solicited the submissions during the conventions that I attended. All of them were turned down. I only received one response from a publisher who shall remain nameless, who was nice enough to send me a very encouraging email. This person assured me that I was on the right track and I needed some time to grow as a comics writer because at the time, and he was right, I wasn't quite ready, but I was well on my way. His email did encourage me, so I decided to take a break from submitting my comic book ideas because, full disclosure, they were expensive to produce considering that costs came directly out of my pocket and I didn't make that much money to begin with. So for the last 4 years, I spent my time saving my money and honing my craft, as well as studying the masters like Frank Miller, Alan Moore, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, John Romita Sr., and countless others. I also produced a few short comics and presented them to my friends and colleagues for feedback. I kept on honing and working on my craft, preparing myself to put my best work forward, while at the same time, I paid close attention to the changing landscape of the comic book industry, as well as the culture and the going-ons in social media. Now, I think it's safe to say that the online comic book community has fractured into numerous warring communities. You have one group over here called Comicsgate. You have another one called War Campaign. Then you have your SJWs over there. And then you have your Anti-Comicsgate, among other groups that I can't even, there's probably out there, I'm sorry if I didn't name you. But they're all fighting over numerous things, specifically about the direction the comic book industry is heading. But I'm not going to get into that in this video because there are a ton of YouTube creators out there who talk about this kind of thing, so I won't add to the noise. This video, this channel anyway, is going to be more about my love for comics, period. I don't care if you support Comicsgate, I don't care if you support Anti-Comicsgate or War Campaign or SJWs. Everyone is welcome in this little world of mine, if you're willing to participate. Think of me as the waiter working at a cocktail party, right? I hold up tray to you of delicious appetizers. I offer it to you freely, but it's entirely up to you to take the piece. That's how I like to present myself. And so now let me go back to the theme of this video. So like I said earlier, the comic book landscape has shifted. There's no denying it. The age of crowdfunding is here to stay. It's not going to go away, guys, unless something drastic happens. And it's such a great time, exciting time to be an aspiring comic book creator, especially if you're indie. Because submitting your comic book story ideas to publishers are essentially over. We now live in a time where indie comic book creators, specifically writers, can submit their comic book story ideas directly to you, the viewer, the reader, the fan. And you get to decide to publish it with your pocketbook. And I kind of see that as something special. I mean, many people within the industry, the pros, for some reason, don't want to either admit to this change or they resist it. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. Now, me, I'm all about it. I'm all for this because now I have the opportunity to produce something that I've been wanting to produce for the past 10 freaking years. So without further ado, submit it for your approval. Here is the Ghetto Dragon. And there you have it, folks. My submission of the Ghetto Dragon to you, the reader, the new publisher. Now, you may have noticed many variations of the character in that trailer, and there are lots of backstories behind those images that I will share with you in future videos. So I hope you come back to learn about the rich history of the struggle behind the production of this series. Next week, I'll release episode 2, The Humble Beginning, where I will share with you for the very first time the first iteration of the Ghetto Dragon. It's in black and white and drawn by a local artist named LJ, and you're going to see just how bad this first version of the Ghetto Dragon was. I mean, like, it was really bad, like bad. But I hope you see the potential in that first generation, I guess, so that first version of it. And then episode 3 and onward will cover the other versions from the other artists, and hopefully you will see my growth. And once I'm done sharing the rich history of my struggle, the Ghetto Dragon, Book 1, No Good Deed, will relaunch on Indiegogo. So stay tuned for that. The reason why I want to share my pain and struggle with you in future videos is because I want to show you what triumph looks like. In all honesty, there were times I wanted to quit making comics altogether. I had almost convinced myself that the loss of time and money were no longer worth the effort. But something deep within me kept pushing me forward, and in hindsight, I'm glad I listened to that encouraging little voice in my head, because here I am today. So, the key factor, I guess, of this little message is never give up on your dreams. Let me repeat that again so it could stick. Never give up on your dreams. And I hope that the mistakes that I've made over the years, that I will share with you in future videos, will help other aspiring indie comic writers to learn from my mistakes so that they won't make them. Because I made a ton of mistakes in the past 10 years, but the end goal is to not make the same mistake twice. So lastly, in my humble opinion, the comic book medium has no boundaries to the human imagination and to storytellers. More so than film, more so than novels, and more so than TV. We have yet to scratch the surface as to what this medium can offer storytellers, and I aim to scratch that surface. So with that said, please subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, hit the like button, tap the notification bell, and follow me on social media. The links are in the description below. And I hope to interact with you guys, and I hope you guys can give me feedback on the videos I make, and hopefully we can create a little something here, something special. So I hope you come back, same bat time, same bat channel. So stay safe out there, be excellent to each other, party on dudes, and let's ride on this fantastic voyage where we explore the vast, unexplored realm called the comic book medium.